It probably impacted you. It not only impacted me, it probably impacted you and the rest of the world. Anybody know what it is? Drop it in the chat. COVID-19. COVID-19 changed the world forever. The world has already been changing. The world has already been progressing and growing, but it truly changed in 2020 when we were all quarantined in our homes. I was working at MasterCard at the time because I decided that, man, maybe making these sacrifices to go to work for the next 40 years and retire at 67 and then die, it never really sat right with me. So I decided to go a different route. I went right into the work field. I started making some money, and I found myself in a position where I realized that one stream of income was too close to none. I realized that during COVID-19 that one stream just wasn't going to cut it. And I found that out because, like most of us, I was laid off after 6 years of dedicated service, 6 years of timely manner, 6 years of growing and developing, within a company. And just like that, overnight, it was taken away. Just 5 months into the pandemic. But I realized that 5 months prior to that, or just a few months prior to that, I was introduced to something that completely changed the trajectory of the way that I thought, right? I was laid off during that time as well, man. We all experienced something crazy during that time, for sure, bro. So, I found myself in a position where I had been introduced to something that completely changed the trajectory of my life, right? The way that I think, the way that I view the world, but most importantly, the way that I view two things. One is time, and the other is money. And I realized that I had been taught to look at money a specific way. Most of us on this call were probably taught that money is the reward for the time that we're willing to trade for it. But instead, we should be looking at money as a tool to go make more money and preserving our time. I can't speak for you all, but my time is my most precious commodity. There's no dollar amount that I can equate to that. And once I was introduced to this concept, once I was introduced to the fact that my time is my most precious commodity, and I shouldn't necessarily be trading it for a dollar amount for the next 40, 50 years, I made a conscious decision to say, look, I'm all in for my dreams. I'm all in for what it is that I want out of my life. I'm all in for what it is that I desire and what it is that I truly want, not just what is being given to me. Drop a 3 in the chat if you know that your time is really your most precious commodity. And we've been tricked into thinking that, man, let me just take this 8 hours, 16 hours, this 40 hours, and let me sell it to somebody else's dreams. Let me sell it to somebody else's company. Let me sell it to somebody else so that they can be in their penthouse with their feet up, enjoying their time because they've bought ours. I see the 3s coming through. That was me until I realized that I had to make a change. So now I no longer look at money as the reward for the time that I'm willing to trade for it, but now I look at I don't look at my money as the reward that I'm willing to trade for it, right? But now I look at money as a tool to go make more money so that I can preserve my time. I can spend more time with my family, spend more time doing the things that I love and enjoy, spend more time traveling, spend more time making memories, spend more time experiencing life. I'm living to live, not living to work. All right, guys. So I'm super happy to be discussing this with you all because you all are high level thinkers, movers and shakers. You're not random people that are just happen to be clicking a Zoom link. You're special, and I want you to know that you're set apart and you're different. And that is why me and my special guests are sitting here because we want you to be a part of a community that's all about growth, that's all about expansion, that's about learning the right skills. All right. So let's get into it. Now, I don't know if you all are familiar with a gentleman by the name of Robert Kiyosaki, right? If you're not, Robert Kiyosaki is one of the leaders when it comes to understanding money, understanding where it comes from, where it flows to, where it goes, who has access to it and who doesn't, right? Now, this is alarming. When I first was introduced to this concept, this really smacked me in the face. I'm not going to lie to you. 95% of the entire world's wealth is only accessed by 5% of people. Let me say that one more time. 95% of the entire world's wealth is accessed by only 5% of people. Now, on the flip side, 95% of people only have access to 5% of the wealth. Imagine you're in a room with 100 people. All of you all have to pay your rent, your car note, your insurance. You have to buy food. You need clothes. You need your lights on. And somebody tosses $5 in the air. And 95 of you all are fighting over that $5 so that you can do all those different things. How do you think that's going to end? Some people may be able to get by. Others are going to try to have to figure out something else. But then imagine it just being 5 of you all. And somebody has $101 bills, or $101 bills. They throw them in the air. Guess what happens? Everybody gets a piece. Everybody's winning. Everybody has a portion of what's being offered. But in order for that to be a reality, we have to make sure that we're in the right place. We're looking at money the right way, reviewing time the right way, right? So 95% of people that only have access to 5% of the wealth, they fall into 2 categories. One, they're an employee, meaning that they're trading their time for money. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being an employee, especially if you're into something that you love and enjoy, where you find purpose, where you have impact on individuals outside of yourself. But let's be honest. I can pretty much see everybody on this call, and everybody looks pretty similar to me. And studies have shown 80% of individuals that look like you and I hate their job. They simply go there so that they can make ends meet. There's no real purpose behind it. There's no real drive. There's no real love for what it is that they're doing. And that was me, right? Then the 35% of the 100%, right? Or the original 95% are self-employed. These are individuals that are your lash techs, your barbers, right? Your professional athletes. And while you don't have a boss, while you don't have to answer to anybody is great, your finances are still tied to you trading your time for money. Why? Because if you're a barber, guess what? You have to show up to that barber shop in order to cut somebody's hair, right? And now when you cut somebody's hair, you finish doing that activity, then you get compensated. You're still trading your time for money. And what we want to do is we want to transition from the 95% of individuals that only have access to 5% of the wealth to the 5% that have access to the 95% of wealth, who have access to the majority of the money that's flowing every single day, right? And 4% of those 5%, they're entrepreneurs. These are individuals that understand that a system can be positioned instead of their time. A great example is Jeff Bezos. I'm sure many of us have probably seen Jeff Bezos, who's the owner of Amazon and Whole Foods, right? He's somebody that is constantly on vacation, on his $1 million yacht, living life. And he can do that for 364 days out the year and come back on day 365 and still be worth $200 billion. Why? Because he's developed a system that's going to work for him, whether he's present or not, whether he's on the boat or not, right? Whether he's traveling the world or not, whether he's on his private jet or not, whether he's sleeping or not. He understands that a system can work for him in his absence, right? The 1% of individuals, these are people who have the investor mindset. This is what I was introduced to. I now look at money as a tool. Money is something that I can use to go make more money and still have my time. But only 1% of people have this mindset, because most of us are groomed to be a part of the 95% that only have access to 5% of the wealth. Drop some threes in the chat if that makes sense. All right. Our objective is to not only transform our pockets, not only transform our time, not only transform, who we are and where we're looking to go, but to develop and grow ourselves into the individuals necessary to live the life that we truly desire, not the one that's been given to us. And we have full control over that. Now, the first thing that you need to do is you now need to understand that we have transitioned from an industrial revolution to a technological revolution. We've transitioned from a time where a little bit of elbow grease, sweat, blood, and tears As long as you're willing to work hard and get the job done, everything is taken care of. But we've transitioned from that into a technological revolution. And in order to benefit in this technological revolution that's just really getting started, guys, you're ahead of the curve before it becomes obvious to the masses. Let me tell you that now. But in order for us to tap into this technological revolution, we first have to shift our mindset from being a consumer to a producer. That smart computer that you have in the palm of your hand, or that tablet that you have access to, or that computer, or that laptop, or anything, any smart device that has access to the internet should now be used as a stream of income. But we first have to shift our mindset from being a consumer to a producer. If you want to be a producer, drop producer in the chat. I can't speak for everybody on the call, but I'm a producer. Why? Because I'm learning to make money online. I've learned how to make money online. I continue to grow. I continue to develop. I continue to learn, and I continue to push forward. Right. And I'm excited for you all because you all are now going to become a part of a group of individuals, a group of digital entrepreneurs, movers and shakers, individuals that want a lasting impact on this planet for your last name. But how do we do that? Where do we learn? I want to introduce you guys to FIRE and the Digital Dynasty, right? This is your gateway to digital education. Our desire is to assist individuals in learning and mastering the skill sets of making money online in various different ways. And specifically within FIRE, FIRE standing for Financially Independent and Retiring Early, our main objective is to help 1,000 people be able to make $1,000 a day online in various different ways. If you'd like to make $1,000 a day online from the comfort of your home, while you're on vacation, while you're moving around, enjoying life, doing whatever it is that you want to do, drop 1,000 in the chat. And only drop 1,000 if you truly believe it. Because this is something that's going to happen. Whether you decide to participate or not, I promise you it's going to happen. And it's going to happen before we reach Monterrey, Mexico. See, this call is intimate, is small and intimate, because the actual launch, guys, is going to be in Monterrey, Mexico, come November 3rd. That's when this thing is really going to explode. That's when this thing is really going to take off. That is when we're going to truly be in position to completely change our lives. But if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. And you're in position now, guys. So what digital streams of income do we have access to, right? So when it comes to learning how to make money online, we're able to do that in a number of different ways. One is the foreign exchange market, right? The largest financial market in the world. Another is stocks and crypto, social media monetization, developing an e-commerce store and now being the middleman. Instead of somebody going to Walmart, guess what? They come to your shop. Personal development and mindset mastery, because understand, if you want to be able to make that $1,000 a day online in various different ways, you have to escape that $5 a day mindset, that $100 a day mindset. So it takes personal development or having access to market tools where you're going to have access to a number of AI systems that assist you in making money online, again, in various different ways. But I'm going to be transparent here. I have two favorite streams of income, right? I'm a little bit lopsided when it comes to what I decide to dive into. And I believe that it will be an amazing option for you to learn about these two skills in particular: foreign exchange and stocks and crypto. So let's dive in. Well, what is the foreign exchange market, right? Some of you all may have heard of the currency exchange market. Some of you all may not have. Well, I'm here to introduce it to you. It's the world's largest financial market. See, I went to school, all 12 years and college, just like a majority of you all did. But I had never heard about the foreign exchange market. How is this the largest financial market in the world, generating $7 trillion every single day, and I had never heard of it a single day in school? Make that make sense. It's because this type of stream of income is only accessed by those 5% of people. And I'm here to let you know, guys. You know what? Let me ask you. Drop a 2 in the chat if you have a bank account. Drop a two in the chat if you have a bank account currently. If you've ever had a bank account, if you plan on having a bank account, if you have one right now, drop a two in the chat. Okay, I see twos coming through. Guys, I need you all to understand you're already participating in this market. Well, how? I want to let you know that the largest participants in this market in particular are commercial banks. Yes, the place where you're housing your funds. The reason why, God, listen, I work in banking currently. I understand this. The reason why they want you to come bank with them, hold your funds with them, get direct deposits with them, is so that they can utilize your money to invest in the largest financial market in the world so that they can then go capitalize on the work that you're putting in on a daily basis. So your employer is taking advantage of you by making you trade your time for a dollar amount. Then you put that dollar amount in your bank account. And then your bank exploits you by saying, hey, I'll give you 0.01% interest on this checking account or on this savings account. Meanwhile, they're utilizing your funds and making millions on a daily basis. Well, if you're already participating and this is something that you're already doing, why not position yourself to benefit? Why not position yourself to be the one that's pulling money from this market instead of you putting money into it and not seeing anything in return? Understand that investing into this market just means that you're now, or being a trader is now just you being a self-employed investor. That's it. Some of us on this call may have a 401k. You know, a 401k is just your job investing your money for you, and they give you a portion of what you're making over however many years you're at that position or at that job or with that company. But instead, we want to take full control over our money, how it's making us more money, and how we can save our time. All right. So foreign exchange is absolutely one of my favorites. Most of us are already participating. We just need to put ourselves in position to benefit, right? So again, being a trader is just simply a self-employed investor. All right. Now, the next thing is cryptocurrency. I'm sure that some of us have heard of Bitcoin, have heard of Solana, have heard of Ethereum, right? Have heard of blockchain technology. I need you all to understand, guys, that cryptocurrency is simply the next progression or the evolution of money. There's no way around it. We started off with the bartering system where I would give you 5 pounds of rice and you may give me, 3 pounds of beans. And then it graduated to using coins. And then that graduated to using dollar bills. And then that graduated to using debit cards and digital assets and digital streams of income. And naturally, the next evolution of that, guys, is cryptocurrency. And what I love about cryptocurrency is that it's decentralized. See, understanding cryptocurrency is to understand that there's no middleman between you and your money. In the current banking system that we have now, most times in order to have access to your money or to send your money to somebody else, there's a middleman, aka your bank. But cryptocurrency is decentralized. If I want to send, right, if I want to send Javante, right, $50 worth of Bitcoin, I can send it directly to him. I don't have to go through the bank and then he go to the bank and him access it. I can send it directly to him because it belongs to him. Well, why should you be trading and why should you be learning about the cryptocurrency market, right? It's the fastest growing market currently. It's open 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? You can trade less often because it's a little bit more volatile. You have the ability to make a little bit more money in a shorter period of time, right? Comes with high risk, but with all risk, there is high reward, guys. Cryptocurrency is something that we cannot escape. Donald Trump was just talking about the other day, if he gets elected to president, he's going to make sure that the United States has billions of dollars of Bitcoin on reserve, not to mention the other cryptocurrencies. See, we see Bitcoin and we're like, man, Bitcoin's at $70,000 right now. I missed it. You didn't miss Ethereum. You didn't miss Solana. You didn't miss Polkadot. Understand that Bitcoin is just the first crypto to make its move. But if you position yourself to learn and get educated on what crypto is, how to develop a portfolio, what coins you should have access to, and what to learn about, guys, you'll be in position when those next coins make their next move. Drop some 777s in the chat. If you want to be in position when the next coin makes a move like Bitcoin, if you could have invested, $100 in Bitcoin in, I believe 2008, do you know that you'd be a millionaire today? Simply by understanding where to put your money, how it works, and what you should be doing. All right, guys. Now, we talked about those main two streams of income, but these other two streams of income are something that you have access to as well. Now, how do we learn about these things, right? You've told us about it, Mark. You kind of gave us a little insight on what it is, but how do you learn about it, right? We learn about it through our partnered academy, I Am Mastery. All right. This is where you get access to the tools, resources, knowledge, and education in order to accelerate in whatever skill that you decide to participate in. This is a company that's educated individuals in 40 plus countries around the world, speaking to them in 20 plus different languages, and just had their 11th year anniversary. Right. This is a debt-free company, a company that's all about growth, expansion, development, and people. All right. But within that, we have a beautiful system to make it easy for you to learn and earn on the go. All right, drop some ones in the chat if you would like just a little bit of an inside look to, what it looks like inside this academy, what tools you'll have access to, what this 1, 2, 3 system would look like for you to be able to benefit almost immediately. Drop some ones in the chat. Okay, I see a couple ones coming in privately. It's okay to share it with the group, guys. Show your interest. It's all good, right? So look, I'm going to log into the platform, and I'm going to walk you through. If you were to get started right now, today, what would this look like for you? Well, step one would be simply to educate yourself on whatever stream of income that you desire to get involved with, right? I told you that we're going to highlight foreign exchange and crypto today. But the first thing that you need to do is become aware of the vocabulary and understand the basic mechanics of whatever it is that you're looking to do, whatever stream of income that you want to dive into, right? Let's say that may be foreign exchange. You understand that you're participating already. You understand that this is something that somebody else is benefiting from already, and you want to position yourself. Well, the first thing we want to do is go through the academy videos. Guys, we're talking about 1 hour and 4 minutes that's going to introduce you to all the concepts necessary for you to grow and develop within this skill, right? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and share what one of these videos looks like.
Pips, also known. Welcome to I Am Academy's Foreign Exchange course. Today we're going to go over the introduction to trading. Learning to trade is both exciting and intimidating when you first start. Our goal is to simplify the process to help you succeed. These course training videos are intended to provide you with a foundation for your trading education. Additional advanced education on individual strategies and technical analysis is provided by our Go Live educators. So what is trading? Trading refers to the exchange of any financial instrument or asset such as foreign currency, digital currency, index, future, NFT, commodity, stocks.
All right, guys, I can't give you all the sauce, but I just want to give you an inside look at what these videos look like. They're very intuitive, simple, easy to use, and they're here at your disposal, right? It's literally in the palm of your hand. Any smart device that has access to the internet, guys, you can access these academy videos. You can access this education. And by the time you get done with 1 hour and 4 minutes worth of information, you've now engulfed yourself into a new skill. Now, within this 1, 2, 3 steps system, we also have what's called a learn and earn system, right? Where you have access to information necessary for you to profit within this market as you're learning. And you do that through some of our apps and services. One of those apps, some of you all may have seen me post this online, but one of my favorite apps is the Blaze app. And what Blaze does is it sends you out the parameters for a trade. You may not even necessarily understand how to get in and out the market yet, right? But you have access to the information necessary to profit. Why? Because you're able to leverage individuals that have the knowledge that you just don't get. It's okay. This is how we bridge you from knowing nothing to knowing something, to developing and learning, right? I want to show you all something today because, one of my really cool students, her name is Natavia, right? I want to show you all this briefly because she actually posted this today. I couldn't have made this up, but when I go to Instagram and I go to her page, right? And I look at her story today. I wonder what she was talking about on her story today. And as she's learning and as she's developing and as she's growing within this market, what she's been able to do. Let's take a quick look.
Yeah, go. Yeah, this Florida heat whooping my butt. I am so hot. The sun is not even out and I'm sweating. But y'all, I just wanted to shout out the Blaze app within our Master Academy, because I just made money and I have not been looking at any charts or anything. All I did was get an alert, copy paste, and boom, made some money. Out with my fam and stuff, chilling. But yes, bye y'all. Hope you're having a great day.
Sheesh. Now here's the thing, fam. This is what honestly what's crazy. Natavia is out on vacation in Florida. She understands the Blaze app. She understands how to copy, paste, and profit. She's still learning. She's still developing. She's not an expert here, but she does understand how to use a tool. She does understand how to use a product. And because she understands that, right? Because she understands how to copy paste, because she's plugged in, because she has her alerts on, she's able to profit while she's at the beach on vacation, right? While she's away from work with her family, feet in the sand, waves washing over her body, simply because she plugged into the system. And this is where she is. She's gone over the academy. She's gone over the academy videos, and now she's positioned herself within Blaze to be able to benefit. So much so that week in and week out, she's a part of what's called Masters Club. Highlights, traders who have a 70+ success rate, meaning that at least 7 of the last 10 trades that they've taken, they've profited on. And she's been a part of that week in and week out, every single week, because of the Blaze app. All right. That's step one. We've only touched on step one. Well, what's step two? Right? If you're like me, you may say that, hey, Mark,
Of a change
I
in
learned a
value
little
over
bit
time.
better in I learned a
Profit
little bit better in
results.
real time. I need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to communicate with. I need somebody to ask questions. Well, I'm glad that you said that. I'm excited that you said that, guys, because we actually have access to something called Go Live, right? Go Live is where you have access to live mentorship, right? In each one of these categories of income. But right now we're talking about foreign exchange. But understand this 1, 2, 3-step system works for whatever stream of income that you want to dive into. All right. So if we dive into foreign exchange, you'll see that we have a number of educators that are available all throughout the day, different times throughout the week, different times throughout the day, that work with your schedule. Now, my favorite educator, his name is Jay Awal. Shout out to Trend Trap Strategy. If you know, you know, right? Jay Awal is absolutely one of my favorite educators. He's somebody that I leverage on a daily basis so that I can profit from this device right here. Okay. Now, Go Live is where you get that live mentorship, that personable education. Right. If I was to click on his name, it'll take me directly to his page. And you see that we have a chat here where you can communicate, you can ask questions, you can leverage the information, you can just simply communicate with what it is that they're going, what it is that they're showing. Right. Now, on this Go Live session, there's a few things that you're going to cover. You're going to cover mindset, understanding, having the right mindset going into the market. You're going to cover a specific strategy that you're going to be learning and educating yourself on. And most importantly, you're going to find yourself in position to enter a profitable trade idea. Why? Because as we're learning in real time, guys, right? As we're getting educated, it's literally in their job description to take the strategy that they're teaching us, walk us through how to use it, identify a profitable trade idea. And because you're there, you get to profit right along with them. Learn and earn, copy, paste, profit system, guys. And if you want to see what it looks like, what a session may look like, let's take a second and let's take a look.
out in case it's your first, second, or third time and you're still trying to figure this all out. Every Monday, we come together after a week of either amazing targets hit or a week of patience or a week of stop losses. It doesn't matter. We come with the same attitude every single Monday, rain, sleet, or shine, to be able to really fortify our minds and understand the whole purpose behind what's called an objective trading system. I think it's everyone's goal on this call to not just more importantly than being a profitable trader is being a disciplined trader. Because how many of you guys know that you can profit by breaking the rules? And if you're profitable one week by breaking the rules, it's that same rule breaking that makes you lose 10 times more the following week. So the goal is not let me make money. The goal is let me be disciplined.
Sheesh, I love the mindset that Jay Awal goes into, when it comes to understanding the markets. You have to be disciplined. You have to stick with that objective trading system because your emotions may be in the way of you getting into a bag. Now, if I skip forward ahead a little bit, he's breaking down the market. This may not make sense to you right now, but it's okay because you're copying and pasting from Blaze as you get on these sessions and you learn.
3, 4 green candles. Okay. That's not a trending market. That's a falling market. We trade what? Trending markets. Now that the market's retraced a little bit and looking like it's reacting off some sort.
All right, guys, you see that the education that you need is here, right? So that's step 2. Well, Mark, what is step 3? Because, we've gone over a copy paste profit system that people are benefiting from simply by understanding how to copy and paste. We've talked about live mentorship that we have access to, where you have access to 6, 7, and 8 figure traders who are audited every quarter to make sure that their strategy is accurate, to make sure that they're learning and developing the skill set, right? To make sure that they're understanding a specific strategy so that you can become a little bit more independent when it comes to entering the market, right? And if you want to know, his strategy is called Trend Trap. You probably see me talking about it all the time. I have utilized a lot of trading systems, but when I tell you Trend Trap by far blows everything out the water. For me personally, I'm telling you guys that sticking to this strategy will help you to be consistently profitable in the market. All right. Well, what's step 4? Step 3, because we've already gone over a crazy amount of information, right? Well, step 3 is having access to our apps and services. All right. Well, Mark, what does that look like? What that looks like are AI systems. See, we talked about technology. We have to put ourselves in a position to be able to benefit from technology. Jeff Bezos, I talked about him earlier. He just released 750,000 robots across his companies. And what do you think happened to all the people that were doing those jobs before he released those almost 1 million robots? They were out of luck. They lost. They were fired. They were laid off. But instead, here within IMAX, we have access to AI systems that will allow us to get into the market, right? Allow us to understand a little bit further what's happening, what's going on, what we're looking for, and how it works. One of my favorite is Impulse. Impulse is a AI system that goes along with the Trend Trap strategy, right? And what I love about Impulse is that when you're looking at it, this may seem like a lot, guys, but look, it's literally breaking down 50 points of information in one candle. I use the example all the time. When you learn how to do long division, at some point in our educational career, we all learned how to do long division. But while we were learning how to do long division, it takes a little bit of time. It takes practice, it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes some time, right? It takes doing the homework assignments, it takes studying. But in the meantime, what if I can hand you a calculator, show you how to plug the numbers into the calculator so that you can get the same answer while you're learning along the way? See, think of these AI systems as your calculator. While you're learning about the market, you understand how to use this AI system and it'll give you the answer it'll create the answer for you. It'll offer you the answer while you're learning and while you're developing the skill set for yourself. All right. And I just saw, DT Bolden's message in the chat. She said she made $400 using Blaze today. Trades came out on Blaze for SPX. If you don't know what SPX is, it's okay. We're going to learn about it, right? Simply because she understood that the app sends out the parameters. All I got to do is copy and paste. All right, drop some 777s in the chat if you believe that you can copy and paste. If you believe that you can follow a simple 1, 2, 3 step system to learn, earn, grow, and develop. Drop 1, 2, 3. Let me drop my 1, 2, 3 because or I said 777, huh? I should have said 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna drop my 1, 2, 3 and my 777. And don't drop it if you don't believe it. Don't drop it if you don't believe that you can plug yourself into this system so that you can benefit, so that you can transition from that industrial revolution mindset to that technological revolution mindset. Now, somebody that I have on this call that has completely mastered this 1, 2, 3 step system, not only for herself, but for other individuals. You know, this is a young woman that has spoken on stages all around the world in front of thousands of people, right? A young woman that has been able to retire herself at just 24 years old from one of the most prestigious companies known to man, NASA. Yeah, the NASA that sends rockets to space, that one. You know, she's built rockets from the ground up, right, with her team, sent objects to space. She's somebody that pours into people every day. She's somebody that pours into me every day. I have it's a pleasure to be able to call her a sister, a pleasure to be able to call her a mentor, a business partner, and ultimately a friend. You know, she's somebody that has just touched so many people around the world that I just want to be able to follow in her footsteps. I want to be able to leave a lasting impact in people's lives the way that she's left one in mine. And not only me, but like I said, guys, thousands of young men and women across the world. And you have the opportunity today, not only to be exposed to her, but for her to walk you through how you can get access to this information, how you can get access to these products, tools, and resources, how you can get started. And she even has a bonus stream of income for you, right? So if you haven't found, you know, anything, if you haven't gotten anything from what I've been talking about so far, I promise you guys, you want to pull out your notebook, you want to grab your pencil, you want to grab your piece of paper, because anytime that she speaks, I listen, I apply, and I become a better person. And so can you. So Tia, I want to pass the call over to you, sis, and let them know how they can get started. And I know you're going to drop a little bit of sauce on them as well. So let me get out the way of greatness and allow you to have the call.
No, 100%. Can we drop some flames and hearts in the chat box for Mr. Mark Sanders? If you learned something or you feel like you got some information while listening to him for the past maybe 40 or 41 minutes, I see lots of flames, lots of hearts, lots of flames, lots of hearts. Okay, so we're in a good place. And the biggest thing, one thing that's very big for me is that this call is private. So not everybody received access. Not everybody received the link. We actually ran out of spaces and some people weren't able to get a link until the next one. So drop a 1 if you understand you've been given exclusive access to the information that Mr. Sanders has given you. And the only thing to go forward from here is how to get started. But before I tell you all about that, I need you to understand the power of the voice that you just listened to. Okay, drop a 1 if you understand that millionaire money man Mark Sanders is an icon, leader, but most importantly, he's a servant student inside of this industry. He utilizes his expertise in entrepreneurship and the business environment to be an incredible mentor, and that's what sets him apart. William Faulkner once said, "You cannot swim to new horizons until you gain the courage to lose sight of the shore." And Mark Sanders is somebody who I've seen let completely go of his past in pursuit of his future. He's the true testament of letting go of his comfort zone or his familiarity zone, because he recently launched Mark 2.0. And drop a 2 in the chat if you've seen him moving differently on social media, differently in his personal life, differently with his habits, because he's now stepping further into his purpose. And this call right here is simply his opportunity to invite each of you all to do the exact same. And I want to send a special thank you to each of you, because you sacrificed about 40 minutes to hear this information. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're on this call because you want to change your current situation. You realize that the thing you've been doing for as long as you've been doing it, if it was going to make you rich, it would have by now. Think about it like this. If what you've been doing every single day was going to make you wealthy, you'd be wealthy. But you're on this call because you want to change something around. You want to do something different. And Mr. Sanders shares a similar story. He began this industry as an engineer for money. But drop a 2 if you understand he stayed for the freedom. He stayed for time freedom to do what he wants when he wants. He stayed for mind freedom to believe whatever he wants. He stayed for money freedom and financial freedom to open doors to where he no longer has to listen to someone else for where he has to be and when he has to be there on a daily basis. So, Mark, thank you for being an incredible leader. Thank you for understanding the difference between goals and accomplishments. Thank you for understanding your sacrifice. And thank you for pouring into me. More than anything, I appreciate you being my friend. Okay, drop a 7 in the chat box if you understand. If you have friends that you can spend money with, but no friends you can make money with, it's time for new friends. And I think every one of us should be dropping a 7 in the chat box. I see Latrina on here, Javante on here, Jessica on here, Jay on here, Dana on here. If the friends you were hanging with were making you rich, you wouldn't have to be on the Zoom right now. So please drop a 7 if you understand that if you have friends that you can spend money with, a few friends you can make money with, it's time for new friends. Okay, so can we all drop a thank you to Mark in the chat box? Because for him being your friend, he's put you in front of some information. He didn't have to. He's somebody who understands. He gets it for himself. Mark makes money trading. Mark gets on Go Live daily and generates a crew in an account. He's growing and compounding an account consistently. Harriet Tubman said it the best. She said, I freed thousands of slaves and I could have freed more if they knew they were slaves. Mark has an idea of what freedom feels like. Now he's just going back and forth on the railroad to see who he can bring with him. So the question is, how bad do you want to be free? So drop a 1 in the chat if I can have a wealthy conversation. I want to get you all out of here in an hour, which gives me about 5 minutes to teach you how to get started. Drop a 1 if we can have a wealthy conversation. We've had enough conversations about gossip and people and problems and nonsense. We have enough combos that don't pay us. Can we have a 5-minute conversation that may help us get paid? Drop a 1 if we can. If not, okay. And if you're dropping the 1, drop the 1 to everybody, not just me. It's an open forum. It's a smaller call. So I'm happy that we can have this one-on-one conversation. Okay, I see 1's coming. Jay's with me, Latrina's with me, and Taylor's with me. And I'm hoping that everybody else who hasn't put a 1 yet is with me, but just taking notes or gathering things. Okay, Jessica and Cammy are with me as well. Perfect. This is not the place to be shy. Scared money doesn't make any money. Trust me. All right. Now, one thing that me and Mark both have in common is that we both attended college. We studied engineering. Drop a 5 if you ever heard about college, thought about college, passed by college. Somebody told you needed to go to college to be this. Attended a homecoming at a college. Are we all familiar with college? Jay's familiar, Mark's familiar. Okay. I'm in school now. Perfect. Okay. Now, one thing that always concerned me about college is that the information I learned in college, I haven't used it since college. Y'all ever thought about that? Y'all know Pythagorean theorem. Drop a 3 if you ever heard of Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. C squared minus B squared equals A squared. C squared minus A squared equals B. We all know that. When is the last time it's ever paid you? Have you ever gone to check out at a store and they ask you what was the total times A squared plus B squared? Have you ever been at a restaurant filling out the bill and they said, hey, divide that by B squared and you can get your total? Not once. Why is it that there are multiple 3s in the chat box for people who know A squared plus B squared? But if I put a tax form or an LLC profit loss form in our faces, only a few of us would know how to interpret it. The deeper question is, why is society so comfortable forcing concepts on us that we don't need, but withholding the information that we do? Drop a 1 if you ever wondered that. Why weren't we taught trading in school? Why weren't we taught e-commerce in school? Why weren't we taught social media in school? Why weren't we taught pips in school? Why weren't we taught candlesticks in school? Why hasn't your boss at work ever taught you about stocks or cryptocurrency? Probably because he knows that it could position you to make more in a month than he or she does in a year. So this is a wealthy conversation. This is the conversation I want to have. This is the talk that I want to have more of. Because it's having less and less in our society. And that's why we haven't found out about this skill set until most of us are 20 to 30 to 40 years old. When other nationalities heard about it when they were 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. The power of proximity says this. You have to listen to people who have the success that you desire. Drop a 1 if you understand that nobody asks a homeless man for advice on where you should live. So at some point, we have to stop listening to our broke friends for advice on how to get rich. If you want to become wealthy, you want to become successful, If you want to be in position, you have to listen to the people who are already there. Mark Sanders has seen ample amounts of success. There are individuals on this call who have seen ample amounts of success. But you have to listen. My teachers in school taught me how to pass a class, but the information that you heard for the past 40 minutes is the reason I can fly first class. So before I get into how to get started, I want to bring someone up. His name is Jay Jinks. He's one of our special mentees, students inside of this industry. Jay, I want you to tell everyone how long you've been in this industry, what your largest trading day has been, and what you enjoy most about this academy. Because you all may look at me and Mark and say, oh, they've been doing this a while. They've been around for a minute. So I want you all to hear from someone a little newer and just get that understanding of what your progression may look like when you get started. Jay, are you with me, bro? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm with you, sis. Yeah, like you said, my name. What was that?
Now, Jay,
I
how
said my
long
name is.
the academy? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I was gonna ask, how long have you been with the academy?
Probably about 3 weeks now. 3 weeks.
Sheesh.
Yep, 3 weeks.
Jay, what's been your greatest level of success trading within your 3 weeks?
My greatest level of success has been withdrawing every week and actually learning.
Wait, did you say withdrawing every week?
Yeah.
Can we put some flames in the chat box just for that?
Yeah.
Can we just put some flames in the chat box for that? Withdrawing every week, whether it was $1, 2 cents, 3/4, withdrawing every week is a big deal. Some of you all have been going to work and you don't even get paid until 2 weeks later. He's withdrawing on a weekly basis. That's a big deal. Anybody who's not dropping a flame, you're either a hater or occupied, because that is huge. Jay, congratulations. Sorry, was there any more testimony you wanted to share? That turned me up. That got me excited.
Yes, I just wanted to say with with withdrawing every week, it just took small goals that I was trying to do. $20 a day is a small goal for me. With the Forex, and it's all with watching on go live about an hour or 2 hours after each day, whether I'm learning or actually trading. And I feel like if I could do it, anybody could do it. It doesn't take a large account to make $20 a day, and $20 times 20 is 400. So I mean, that could take away some type of bill that you may have, and that's my small goal when I'm trading.
Jay, thank you. Can we just put some hearts in the chat box for Jay? I'm proud of you. I'm smiling. I'm happy. I was happy before, but now I'm filled with joy. There's not much left for me to say. This is somebody who's 3 weeks into our program, 3 weeks into the access that Mr. Sanders just showed you, seeing success. One thing I love about this industry is that somebody can start now and see success faster than me because they have access to Mr. Mark Sanders, because they have access to me, simply because they made the decision. So when we talk about making this decision, we talk about getting involved. Drop a 1 if you understand that every single thing you do in life is going to cost you 1 or 2 things, time or money. Everything's going to cost you 1 of those 2. You'll either sacrifice your time to become successful or you'll sacrifice your money to successful. You have to decide which one you're willing to sacrifice to get where you want to be. We spend money every single day. How many of the investments you've made have showed you a return weekly? Because for me, I just got back from Vegas with my family. I just got back from the Grand Canyon. And when I looked at the flights on Southwest Airlines, none of them were cheaper than $300. But for access to this academy, for one-on-one education, for understanding in the world's largest digital online learning platform, for live daily sessions, for a 1-2-3 system, for education and return on investment, for weekly withdrawals, like Mr. J just said, is something as small as $275. And Mr. Sanders, is almost laughable to tell people that this academy, jam-packed, any 2 academies you want on a monthly recurring basis with no deficit or decline and free personal development included, is only $275. And whenever I get to the screen, I always show people, I always highlight the recurring investment. Yes, there is a monthly recurring investment of $250. Yes, we have a recurring investment, just like your rent. Drop a 1 if you understand that. Just like your car note. Drop a 1 if you understand that. Just like your car insurance. Just like your electric bill. Just like your phone bill. Just like your groceries. Just like the gas in your car. The only difference between this recurring investment and those is that none of those have ever paid you back. Your rent has never given you a weekly return. Your car insurance has never offered you any money for what you've given them. But for some reason, here with I Am Mastery Academy, here with Empowered, you're able to learn on a recurring daily basis and see something back in return. Drop a 3 if this is making sense so far. This is when the chat usually gets pretty quiet. And I completely understand, but we're having a wealthy conversation. It's supposed to be a little uncomfortable. Taylor's with me. Mr. Sanders is with me. And I'm going to trust that everyone else is either taking notes or deciding if they want to use Visa or MasterCard to get going. Latrita is with me. Jay Jenkins is with me. Jess is with me. And I know that we had a nice conversation about college, so let's create a parallel. And say, for example, you attended college or a junior college for 1 year. Drop a 1 if you understand that it's about $14,000 for 12 months. Let's say you went to a larger college or university for 1 year. 2 semesters is about $33,000. It impresses me to say that about 18 months with an Empower package, with I Am Mastery Academy, with Go Live sessions, weekly returns, the ability to copy paste and get educated and travel and learn e-commerce and social media all in one is less than $5,000. Drop a 2 if you understand that the math is math. I dropped my own 2. Okay. At some point, you have to ask yourself, out of all the things taking money out of your bank account, which one is putting money back in? And now that you see which one is doing so, what is it going to take for you to get involved? Jay gave an incredible testimonial. I just want to show you all how simple this can be. Shout out to Copy Paste Profit. This morning, S&P was called out on Blaze for the bearish sell. That means we entered downwards. If you don't understand what it means, you're literally able to copy these numbers they gave you, the parameters, paste them into our trading app, and be able to see profit within your first 24 to 48 hours. Drop a 7 if you don't know the last time that copying numbers and pasting them has paid you before. We've reached a point where this should be a no-brainer. We have an incredible system here with the Academy that allows you to waive your tuition. You may say, T, I understand. I see that I'm going to make money on a daily basis. I see that I could do $5,000 on an 18-month basis, but I don't have time for another bill. Perfectly fine. If you have 2 individuals who want to learn alongside you, learn with you, I'm not asking you to teach them. That's what myself and Mark are for. That's what the Academy and Go Live is for. But if you create a study group of people that you want to succeed with you, drop a 1 if you understand that you all will all see together. The most ignorant thing I've ever heard is, oh, I want to get it down for myself first before I teach others. That's interesting because in school, we all sat in the classroom together side by side. Nobody graduated first and then their classmates came afterwards. We learned alongside one another. Drop a 4 if some of us copied and pasted off of each other or cheated off of each other in school. We found a way to make it big. What's the difference in a study group happening right now? Drop a 3 if this is making some sense. You've gotten extremely quiet, and I just want to make sure that we're on one accord. It's a smaller style call, smaller style training, so I want to make sure that things are making sense for every single one of us. Okay, Taylor's with me. Trita is with me. Mark is with me. Jay Jinx, of course, you're with me. I started this business because I understood that every single day you wake up, you get 2 choices. You can either go after the life you want or settle for the life that you have. Drop a 1 in the chat box if you understand that the rich people are going to continue to get richer. They're not going to stop. But at some point, we have to involve ourselves in the rich matrix. There are people on this call who feel like you know how to trade. I'm with you as well. I can mark up a chart like the back of my hand with my eyes closed. But what good is knowing how to trade if I don't want to spend all my time looking at a screen? What if while I'm on vacation, while I'm in the Vegas pool, I get a swipe point alert, I get a Blaze alert, I copy paste the numbers into my app, go back to my life, enjoying my family, and a couple hours later, I'm able to see profit. That's freedom. So for everybody who thinks like they have it or they've got it, if you had it, you'd be where you want to be. When me and Mr. Sanders get off of this call, we're going to go back to making money. We're going to go back to educating in the world's largest financial market. We're going to go back to being incredible students. But this is your decision, whether you get involved or remain where you are. Drop a 3 in the chat box if you understand that there's 3 types of people on this call. Person number 1, you say, I'm ready. I was looking for something. I needed a solution. I've been searching for a way out, and I think this is it. Where do I begin? And I'd love for you to private DM Mr. Sanders a 1. Where can I get started? What's needed for me to make this work? If there's a bet to be made, I'm going to bet on me. I placed enough bets in other places. This time, I'm going to make myself the wager and see how much I can actually do with it. I'm not going to let another day go by without me making this work for me. Send me whatever's required so I can get started. And feel free to reach back out to Mark and let him know, hey, I'm person number one. This is my thing. It's my time. I'm ready to do it right now. I don't want to waste anything longer. I want to be like Jay and make withdrawals every single week. I'm tired of asking somebody else how much I want to get paid on an hourly basis when I could do that for myself. That's person number one. Person number two, you say, look, this sounds great, but I'm a little confused. I see the success. I see what's going on. I hear the testimony, but I don't know how this is going to work for me. If I could sit on a one-on-one conversation or Zoom with Mark for myself, I'd love to give this a shot. I don't know it all right now, but my first day of work, I didn't know it all either. Yet I showed up every single day in order to put myself in position. So now I'm going to apply that same mentality here to put myself in position for something greater. Feel free to send Mark a 2 if you're person number 2. Let them know, hey, that's me, bro. She hit it right on the head. I'm person number 2. What can I do to get on a one-on-one with you? I want this to work for me. I just need a little more help. I would tell you all about person number 3, but I'm pretty sure none of you all are person number 3. But I will give you all a personal testimony that happened today. Drop a 3 if you want to hear this last story before I let you all go. I was on the phone with a student today. He called me and he said, hey, T, I don't want to overstep anybody's head. I don't want to step on any toes, but I'd like to be personally mentored by Mark. And you know me, I'm like, Mark Sanders? He said, Mark Sanders. He said, it's something about the way that he breaks down the concepts, makes it plain, makes it clear, that just works for me. I've been busy since I got started. I've been doing things with work. I haven't been able to fully tap in like I want. But sitting down with him gave me the inspiration that I needed to make this work. I love his accountability. I love how he teaches and displays things. And I think working with him will skyrocket my journey. Could you partner us? Now imagine this. The leader that somebody called me today begging to work with is on a Zoom call in the middle of the night, extending his hand to mentor you. I just ask that you all please don't take this opportunity lightly. When you wake up tomorrow, you're going to go back to the reality that you've always been doing. But it's up to you to make a decision that's going to change your current paradigm. I think of this business like a wave. And we said earlier that you'll never view the sea until you're strong enough to lose sight of the shore. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always have what you've always had. For the people who lose sight of the shore today, who sail into sea with us, who come to Monterey with us, who get along this journey with us, who withdraw weekly like Jay with us, I look forward to seeing you at the top. Because the bottom is far, far, far too crowded. The one thing myself, Mr. Mark Sanders, and the Digital Dynasty community will never do is look down on anybody unless we're willing to help them up. Thank you all for coming on. For those who are ready to get started, we're going to stay on just a little while longer, get you onboarded, get you the information you need, get you plugged in. We're going to take things farther than ever before. And I'm excited to see you do it with us. Mr. Sanders, I'll pass it back to you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for all you do. And I look forward to continue learning from you, bro.
Sheesh, guys, can we drop some hearts in the chat for the Tia Bolden? You know, it's just something about the way that she speaks that honestly just captivates the minds and hearts of people. You know, her perspective and her understanding when it comes to changing lives. You know, you see why she's spoken on stages across the world in front of thousands of people. You see why she's a serial entrepreneur, a crazy day trader and investor. You know, you see why she has the results that she has just simply by the way that she speaks. Imagine being in the same room with her, guys. You know, so like she said, guys, we're going to stay on for just a couple minutes. Those are that are ready to get started. You're ready to make a change. You're ready to make a change. You're ready to transition from that industrial revolution to the technological revolution. Let's make that